Hello, and thank you for taking a moment to spend a little time with me here today. I'm Joshua Rowland, and as an architect, today I'm going to talk to you about that word back there and how you pronounce that word. First of all, that word is called a charrette, and today I'm going to talk about what a design charrette is. Some of you might already know. You've experienced them and participated in them, and some of you may not. So today I'm going to give you an introduction to what a design charrette is and how it can benefit you at your club and for your next project. First of all, a little background. The charrette is actually French. Translated into English, literally means little cart. And so what it was back in the 19th century Paris, back at the École des Beaux-Arts, which is a national fine arts school in France, all the professors back in the 19th century, the professors would go around and push this little cart, a charrette, and gather all the projects from other architecture students on their way to be juried and judged. So that's where the word comes from. It means little cart. So a design charrette. What a design charrette is, and how can it be applied to you and your club, what we enjoy to do. As a designer, I get very excited that we can actually be engaged and work with you, alongside you, in this process of design. So what this is a design charrette. What it is, it's an intensive design session, which involves you and the committees or boards or the key stakeholders at your club. We all get together, and with some of the information we've gathered thus far, up to this point, we have some knowledge. So we just kind of gather in the room and throw out this different discussion points. And that's where we actually put pencil to paper. And that's what I get excited about, being able to actually present different solutions and different ideas right there in front of you and your committee or the board, who's ever involved, just a small group there, and actually start designing and drawing some diagrams and what-if scenarios right there. So typically what happens, we all gather in the room and set some expectations for the design charrette. And then we go off, we'll actually design a little bit by ourselves and then come back and then present to you some ideas. And then we'll get some feedback from you right away. And then we'll take that feedback and then we'll go and sketch some more. This usually happens right there at the club, which is great because we can actually take our design solutions, these ideas, and actually walk around the club or walk around the property and see how they actually work when we're right there in situ. So we can see what's working, what doesn't work, any challenges that might come across. So what happens in this intensive, we get feedback from you right away, and then we can get feedback literally from the site, what things are happening and working right there on the site. We find that very advantageous. That typically takes a design session that could last a month or two if we were to come back to the office, sketch, and send you something to look at. You gather your troops, review it, and get us comments back. That could take over a month or not two process. We can condense that all down into a matter of a couple days, being right there on site at the club. So that's something I get excited about, and believe it or not, some people are pretty impressed. The fact that us as architects, we can be there and design and draw and get our markers out and our pens and pencils and actually come up with some pretty neat, fun stuff there, right there in front of you and your group. So think of that for your next project. If you're not participating in design charrettes, if your design professional isn't offering a design charrette process, you need to ask about that because it's a fun process. It's a very engaging process. Keeping your leadership involved and engaged lets them feel ownership of what is happening so that they then can feel empowered when they actually present the actual design solutions and the next steps forward to the membership because they were involved from the beginning. So think of that, design charrette back there. You use it and actually ask for it because it's a fun process to be engaged in, and often brings about the best solutions because it's a communal effort, joint effort together with you, your leadership, your staff, us as design professionals, and ultimately your board and committees all working together. So think about that for your next design challenge that you have there at the club. Thank you once again for joining me here as an architect. That's the design charrette.